Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
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 Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Krishna
Advaita
Krishna
Gadadhar
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Nityananda
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Vishnu,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Vishnu,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Vishnu, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Jai
Ram, Ram
Shri
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna,
Nityananda
Krishna
Shri
Krishna, Hare
Radha
Krishna,
Shri Vasadi Gaur Brinda Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare 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 Ram
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare 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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram, Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Jai Shri Krishna,
Hare
Jai
Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Ram, Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Jai
Ram
Shri
Hare
Krishna Jai
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Govinda
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram Hare
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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram
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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Jai
Hare
Shri
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Ram
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Hare
Shri
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Rama
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Rama Hare
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Rama
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Ram Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Jai
Hare
Shri
Ram,
Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Nityananda
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Ram Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda
Krishna,
Shri
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Radha
Hare Ram,
Shrivasati
Ram
Gaur
Ram, Hare
Bhakta
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Nityananda Shri
Ram Ram Hare
Radha
Hare
Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta
Krishna
Vrinda
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Gari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Gari
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Gari
Krishna
Gari Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Gari
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Gari Gari
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Gari
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari
Hare
Gari
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Gari
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Gari
Hare
Gari
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Gari
Krishna
Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Gari
Hare
Gari
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Gari
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Gari
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna
Gari Gari
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Gari Gari
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Gari Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Gari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Gari
Hare
Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Gari
Ram
Gari Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Gari Gari Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Gari Ram Hari
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari Gari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Gari
Hare
Gari
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Gari Gari Ram
Krishna
Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hari
Hare
Gari
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Gari Ram Hari Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Gari
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Gari
Krishna
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Gari Gari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Gari
Hare
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Gari
Hare
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Gari
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari Gari
Hare
Gari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Gari
Krishna,
Gari
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Shri Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Chaitanya,
Ram
Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda,
Ram
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Krishna Krishna
Gadadhar,
Krishna
Shivasadi
Krishna
Gaura
Hare
Bhaktivinoda,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna.
Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya
Hare Hare
Prabhu
Ram
Nityananda
Ram
Shri
Ram Hare Hare
Shri
Krishna
Vasudha
Hare Krishna
Vrinda Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare 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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna. We're going to read Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. It's nice to read Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning. Okay. Description of the island of Jambudvipa. न जन्मनूनं महतो न सौभगं न वा न बुद्धिर्नाकृतिस्तोषहेतु तैर्यद्विसृष्टान् अपि नो वनौकशस् चकार सख्ये बत लक्ष्मणाग्रजः लक्ष्मण आग्रजः. Okay. Who is praying? I think it's
Hanuman
Hanuman. So it is very apt that we are getting this, read these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam and Ram Navami is coming up. So, so these are prayers of Hanuman. Na janmanunam mahatos na saubhagam. So this is a nice verse which is saying one cannot establish a friendship with the Supreme Lord Ramchandra on the basis of material qualities such as one's birth in an aristocratic family. So na janma, one's personal beauty. What is the personal beauty referring to here? Na saubhagam. So even if you are beautiful, Lord Ram will not favor you. Or if you are very born in an aristocratic family, doesn't mean that you can get Lord Ram's friendship. One's eloquence, one's sharp intelligence, or one's superior race or nation. Of course, all these qualities are coming from the Lord itself, Lord Himself. So, but on the basis of these material qualities, you cannot establish friendship with Lord Ramchandra. That is what Hanuman is saying. None of these qualifications is actually a prerequisite for friendship with Lord Sri Ramchandra. So he is Bhavagrai Janardhan, like Krishna. Otherwise, how is it possible that although we, uncivilized inhabitants of the forest, have not taken noble births, they're born in family of monkeys, right? So not no noble birth, and they're born in the forest, have not taken noble births. Although we have no physical beauty, monkeys are not considered very beautiful. And although we cannot speak like gentlemen, Lord Ramchandra has nevertheless accepted us as friends. So, how great Lord Ramchandra is that although we have no material qualifications, he has accepted us as his friend. There was a pact between Sugriv and Lord Ram. Sugriv, Lord Ram said, I will help you defeat Vali. Sugriv said, I will help you find your wife. So, of course, the Lord doesn't need anybody's help, but it is for service. The Lord uses the Vanaras. He gives the opportunity. He can do everything himself, just like demigods. Does Krishna need any demigods to govern the universe? He doesn't need any demigods. He doesn't need anybody. But he gives that position because the jivas want it. So Krishna is saying, okay, take it. In a prayer to Krishna, expressing her feelings, Srimati Kunti Devi calls him Akinchana Gochar. The prefix a means not, and kinchan, something of this material world. One may be very proud of his prestigious position, material wealth, beauty, education, and so on. But although these are certainly good qualifications in material dealings, they are not necessary. At the same time, it's not like if somebody has all these qualities, means he is very rich, he is very beautiful. They cannot, if they have devotion, the main thing is devotion. If they have devotion in the heart, they can approach Lord Ramchandra. They are not necessary. Most people in this world favor those who have wealth, right? Materialistic civilization means those who have money, those who are beautiful, they are appreciated. But Lord Ramchandra gives equal importance to both if if they have devotion. So who was that? Krishna when he went to Mithila, right? And then there were two devotees. One was very rich and one was very poor. And Krishna, I think, expanded into two forms and went to
Shrutadev.
huh?
One was Shrutadev,
Shrutadev,
was a poor Brahmin. The other one, Bahulashva.
Bahulashva, and Shrutadev. Thank you. So Krishna went to both. So because both were devotees. So one who possesses all these material qualities is expected to become a devotee. So this is very important to remember that you cannot impress the Lord with any of the material talent that you have. You may have a nice voice, or you may be able to do this nice, whatever it doesn't impress the Lord. You think you can sing very nicely, or you can recite so many shlokas. Actually, in the Bhagavatam, the pastime of Romaharshan Sutta comes. He was a great scholar. He could speak so many verses and he was very learned. He could tell so many stories and everything, pastimes from different scriptures. Romaharshan Sutta, but he was not appreciated by Lord Balram. So, so anybody can speak nice philosophy, and even in seventh canto, Hiranyakashipu is speaking Bhagavad Gita to the wives of Hiranyaksha. Right? He's speaking the difference between the soul and the body. But we don't quote Hiranyakashipu, saying, oh, Hiranyakashipu spoke Bhagavad Gita or spoke the difference between the body and the soul in the seventh canto. Because his character is not. So, most important is the character, not the external things, external talent and everything. What is our heart like? That is what the Lord sees. And whether you are successful or unsuccessful, it doesn't matter. Like yesterday, we were hearing about Jatayu, right? Jatayu was unsuccessful in stopping Ravana. But his heart was to serve. So that's what the Lord sees. Of course, we want to do things nicely also, and we have to, if we have to cook, then we have to learn the art of cooking, how to cook and everything, so that we can offer nice. But Krishna is not after nice, tasty dishes or anything. Like we are after, we will not eat prasadam, right? If it is burnt or something, salt is less, or so we say, oh, this is not good, this is not good. But Krishna will eat if it is offered to love and with love and devotion, like Vidura's home was offered banana peel, right? So that is the thing to remember, that it is our heart that Krishna looks at. Whatever service we are doing, what is the consciousness behind the service? That's why Prabhupada says the advancement in spiritual life depends on the attitude of the follower. Means with what intention, with what motivation we are doing the service. Not if you are doing it just to impress everybody, but we are not doing it like with a feeling of devotion for Krishna, and Krishna may not accept service. So, but of course, Krishna is very kind. So even if there is a slightest tinge of devotion, then Krishna will accept also, because he just wants to look at something. Tells Gopakumar, I'm just looking for some way. So even externally, we say Putana was very beautiful, but internally she had a bad intention. But Krishna accepted. Oh, at least she came in the role of a mother. So that's the kindness of the Lord. But that doesn't mean we should do like that. We should try to do with devotion. Okay, so one who possesses all these material qualities is expected to become a devotee. And when he actually does, the qualities are properly utilized. So whatever talent, anything we have, we should use it for Krishna's service. Like when Nimai Pandit was little, he was so learned in grammar and logic and everything, he could defeat anybody. And the devotees were thinking, if only he became a devotee of the Lord, it would be so nice. He's so intelligent. Then all his learning would be so nicely utilized. So, those who are puffed up by high birth, wealth, education, and personal beauty, Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shri, unfortunately do not care for developing Krishna consciousness. So, they give more importance to all these material things than to serving Krishna. And so they do not care for developing Krishna consciousness, nor does the Supreme Personality of Godhead care about all these material qualifications. They do not care about Krishna consciousness, and Krishna does not care about all your material qualifications. The Supreme Lord is achieved by devotion. Bhaktya Maam Abhijanati. Only in this world people will praise. Oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, you have so much money. Oh, you sing very nicely. All these qualities they praise. But if they are not used in service of Krishna, the devotees will not praise. So the Supreme Lord is achieved by devotion. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. One's devotion and sincere desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the only qualifications. Sometimes the devotees will praise. Like Prabodhananda Saraswati says that sometimes you go to a materialistic person and you can praise him. So, like in Worcester when we were doing this book distribution, then Ranchod was saying, some people he was meeting, he was saying, you look very calm and peaceful, You have such a peaceful look on your face. Do you do meditation? And then one lady came and said, do you tell this to everybody? Do you tell this to everybody? So, so anyway, sometimes we praise, oh, what a nice dog you have, such a nice dog. So people become because we have our false ego, right? So if somebody praises us for something, we feel very, very happy. And then there is a possibility that they can hear what you are saying. So this is a trick. Prabodhananda Saraswati says like that you praise somebody, you flatter them, and then slowly bring in Krishna. So you tell them about your book. Actually, he says, now you forget everything. You have all, now take the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So like that, he says. We cannot say like that, but then we slowly introduce Krishna. After you praise somebody, then they become open to hearing. Because they like, right? Oh, this person has... if you directly say, you are living you're leading a materialistic life, you are in the cycle of birth and death, you are going to suffer in the hell then people don't like to hear. So in preaching sometimes some good things are said, and so it opens the heart to receiving, the message of Krishna. So the Supreme Lord is achieved by devotion. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. One's devotion and sincere desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the only qualifications. So Prabhupada gives nice statement. One's devotion and sincere desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the only qualifications. Rupa Goswami has also said that the price for achieving God's favor is simply one's sincere eagerness to have it. Laulyam ekam mulyam. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khanda it is said, Kholave cha seva kare dekha bhagya sima, Brahma Shiva kande yara dekhiya mahima. What is the meaning? We'll see. Dhane jane panditye krishnera nahi paye, Keval bhaktira vash Chaitanya Gosai. Behold the great fortune of the devotee Kolavich, Sridhar. Lord Brahma and Shiva shed tears upon seeing his greatness. One cannot attain. And he was a banana seller. And he was not rich, he was very poor. And yeah, he was very simple and he did not have any luxuries. But he was very devoted. So Nimai would come every day and spend time with him. Like 2 hours at least every day. Supreme Lord would come. One cannot attain. Like Shabri also, right? We say Shabri was an old lady and she was not very rich and like that. But her eagerness to meet Lord Ramchandra, one day Lord Ramchandra will come, and her faith in the words of Matanga Rishi, in whose ashram she was living. So that all this enabled her. Lord Ramchandra came to her kutia. It's like one cannot attain Lord Krishna by any amount of wealth, followers, or learning. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is controlled only by pure devotion. Keval Bhaktira Vasha Chaitanya Gosai. Vash means control. Dhane Jane Panditye Krishnera Nahi Pai. So with wealth, with Panditva, all this Nahi Pai. Kevala Bhaktira Vasha Chaitanya Gosai. So everything we do, whether we read Srimad Bhagavatam, whether we have to do it with a devotional attitude. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very sincere devotee whose name was Kolavech Sridhar and whose only business was to sell pots made of the skin of banana trees. So he was selling pots made of skin of banana trees. And he was selling banana, everything coming from banana plant. Like on banana leaves we eat, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu practically took every meal from the leaves that he got from Kolavech Sridhar's place. So time to time a pumpkin would grow up on his hut, and that pumpkin he would offer. The day before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Kolavech Sridhar brought this pumpkin to Nimai, and Nimai told his mother to cook a very simple preparation made of pumpkin and some milk, something like that. It is mentioned. So Nimai was very attached to Sridhar, that every day he had to go and see him. Just as the devotee is attached to the Supreme Lord, the Lord also is attached to the devotee. Whatever income he had, he used 50% for the worship of Mother Ganges, and with other 50% he provided for his necessities. On the whole, he was so very poor that he lived in a cottage that had a broken roof with many holes in it. He could not afford brass utensils, therefore he drank water from an iron pot. Nevertheless, he was a great devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a typical example of how a poor man with no material possessions can become a most exalted devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one cannot attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Gosai through material opulence, That shelter is attainable only by pure devotional service. Anyabhilash. So love conquers the heart. So that's so love conquers the heart of the Supreme Lord. So anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. So, without expectation of anything in return, when we render service to the Supreme Lord for His own pleasure, to please the Supreme Lord, that is pure devotional service. Expecting nothing back from the Lord. No, not even reciprocation. That's even the highest, right? I don't want any reciprocation. Aslishyavapādaratam pinastumam adarshanan marmahatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu saivanaparaha. You are my Lord in all situations, whether you reciprocate or you don't reciprocate. So, of course, Krishna is very kind, so he reciprocates even with the little service. Like if you are a devotee and you have material desires, then Krishna will fulfill those material desires because he is very kind to his devotees. And in such a way that you will become desireless also. So for devotees, whatever they desire, Krishna can fulfill. Of course, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishna is saying, why will I give him poison? He is asking for poison. Why will I? Material desires means poison. But why will I give him poison? But if the devotee is very insisting and has desire in the heart, then Krishna will fulfill also. But he may take away material desire, like Dhruva Maharaj, right? He gave him what he wanted, but at that point he became a pure devotee. So then it doesn't hurt. It only hurts when you are not a pure devotee. Then you can get carried away by sense gratification. Okay, so that's the verse. Anything, this verse that anybody like to share? Anything? So we have got
This is
another
the,
Kubja's beauty.
yeah. That is there in Prahlad Maharaj. Manedana Abhijana Rupa Tapashruta Ojas. Teja Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Naradhanaya Hi Bhavanti Parasyapam. So Bhaktya Tatosha Bhagwan ka Jayadabhaya. Very similar. That Krishna, Lord is not impressed by any of these material qualities. He would not be able to satisfy the Lord. Only bhakti can satisfy the Lord. Like Gajendra.
So the Lord is very forgiving also. So if you have done papa or anything like that, but if you surrender to the Lord and if you say, Krishna, you know, please protect me, please help me, then Krishna will protect also. I was misguided, but now I have come to you, Krishna. Please help me. Kamadi nam katina katita palita dulpadeshas tesham jatam marina karuna natapata pashanti. Utsrijeta natha yadupate sampratam labdha buddhis tvamayata sharanam abhayam mam nikshvatma dasye. So it says, yeah, if one comes and surrenders to Krishna, Sakri Deva Prapanno Yastavasmi Chita Yachate Abhayam Sarvada Tasmai Dadami Etad Vratam Mama. So one comes to Lord Ramchandra and says, Krishna, please help me. Because we are all lost souls in this material world. We are loitering. In so many species of life we have been. And we are loitering in this material world. And undergoing all kinds of tribulation. So if the moment we come to Krishna and Krishna, please accept me, Krishna. So Krishna is very kind and he will accept. I'm going through a lot, Krishna, but now I want to serve you. So Please engage me in your service and save me. So that is the prayer. Okay.
In final words in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says, just surrender to me. Do not worry about anything,
Hmm.
all the
Yeah.
dharma or all these things. That is that is difficult. But
Yes.
this all comes through devotion service.
Yeah.
And as we are talking about this, the material qualification doesn't make any attract Krishna. So yes, I was also thinking that there's another verse also, right? Like where is the hunter dharma's piety, Dhruva's maturity, Gajendra knowledge, Kubja beauty, um, Vidura's birth, like that. So is all these qualification is all coming from Krishna, and he is full of all the six opulence.
Hmm.
So this is already Krishna have in all, in full. So why these things can attract Krishna? What
Hmm.
Krishna is lacking is love for himself. If somebody has love for Krishna in their heart, that attracts Krishna. Usually in the material world also we get attracted which we are lacking. Like if somebody is um, yeah, any quality, singing or wealth or anything. So we got attracted, or maybe you're saying that the people are praising each other because they don't have maybe that qualification. So Krishna already have all these things. You're not got attracted towards that. He has no love for himself. So yeah.
Yeah. So Krishna is the source of all beauty. So he's not attracted to anything because all the beauty comes from him. If I have $1 million and you give me $10, it doesn't make much. But if you give me with love, then yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Go ahead.
Uh, so yesterday I was talking to one devotee, and so Krishna, as Mataji mentioned, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. So Krishna asking to surrender, and discussion was Krishna is asking first to surrender before Krishna can give Krishna prema. On the other side, in Chaitanya Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't put any such condition of surrendering me. Rather than he started even distributing Krishna prema. An example is Jaga and Madai. So in that sense, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Krishna, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu start giving the name without even someone is surrender, not surrender. So just want to understand about your thoughts on this, Prabhu. Is this a right
Yeah.
understanding?
Anybody like to say anything about that? About what Prabhu is saying?
What was the second part? What does Chaitanya? What did you mention about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving Krishna prema without having any condition of surrendering.
Mm-hmm.
An example is Jagai and Madai. Although they were like Brahmana performing so many bad activities, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave them the name, Naam, right? Hare Krishna, which is, and that's what Nityananda Prabhu also did when he was doing preaching door to door. Even though people are not reluctant to even say, but he was giving that name. So in that sense, I mean, it looks like Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is more merciful than Krishna.
Yes.
If you read Jagai Mother's story in detail, after that incident, that day, actually, the next morning, Gauranga Mahaprabhu's house, when they opened the door, they saw Jagai and Madai sitting in their stairs. asking for forgiveness and changing. They asked for forgiveness, and also they express that how can we change? How can we be free from the bad karma we did?
Right. So they freely gave the Hare Krishna mantra. So anybody who chants the Hare Krishna mantra ultimately will come to the point of surrender. So yes, they are magnanimous in that way. The other point I wanted to mention in for regarding this verse was that material qualification, and so how the devotee is doing materially in his life also does not indicate whether he's getting mercy of Krishna. So he may become poor or other things. So we should not evaluate his material status to how elevated he is or how much mercy he's getting. Ultimately, how much mercy he's getting from Krishna is how much taste he's getting in his devotional service, how much service he's doing. Versus, a devotee may think that I did devotion to you and still I'm poor, or you're not favoring me in any of these material things. So that a pure devotee would not think.
Yes, good points. So let's hear a little clip from Chaitanya Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is this is a talk in Atlanta. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very kind. So in Atlanta you have God Nitai. Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana. Two lords, Nitai Gaurachandra, Nityan Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are very kind. You see, they have appeared just to reclaim the fallen souls of this age. So they are more kind than Krishna. Krishna, he is also very kind. He comes to deliver. But Krishna demands that first of all surrender. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even does not demand surrender. He is so kind. And Prabhupada's voice is choking. So take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and be happy. So let's see. It's only 1 minute. Prabhupada's voice. Yeah.
This, he came to Atlanta and he wanted to give a lecture. And he was so choked up that he only spoke for 1 minute. That was his lecture.
It's only 154, yeah. Arrival address in Atlanta. Yeah.
God, thank you. So, I am very glad to see you, and I am coming first of all Mexico City.
Yes.
So Mexico City, then Caracas, then Miami. I see your temple is the best. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very kind. Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana. Two lords, Nitai Gaurachandra, Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are very kind. You see. They have appeared just to reclaim the fallen souls of this age. So, they are more kind than Krishna. Krishna, he is also very kind. He comes to deliver. But Krishna demands, first of all, surrender. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not demand surrender. He is so kind. So, take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and be happy. Thank you.
Tears in his eyes. Voice choking. Yeah, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says just chant Hare Krishna. When you chant Hare Krishna, you will come to the point of surrender. because Chetodarpanam Arjanam. Eventually, you will come to the point of surrender. So Prabhupada says, the instruction of in another lecture he said, the instruction of Lord Krishna to surrender and that of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to chant Hare Krishna are non-different, because chanting Hare Krishna will bring you to the point of surrender if you chant nicely and without offense like that, or in the clearing stage and like that. So that's how our involvement in Krishna consciousness grew, because we were not surrendered. We didn't surrender our money and everything. But now we are chanting Hare Krishna. So we like to give some donation. We like to give more time. We like to give more energy. So that's how it is. Okay. So next verse. What is Hanumanji saying further? Suro 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 asuro vapi athavanaro naraha सर्वात्मनया सुकृताज्ञम् उत्तमम् भजेता रामं मनुजाकृतं हरिं य उत्तराननयत् कोशलान् दिवम् इति. Therefore, whether one is a demigod or a demon, a man or creature other than man, a man or creature other than man, such as beast or bird, everyone should worship Lord Ramchandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears on this earth just like a human being. There is no need of great austerities or penances to worship the Lord, for he accepts even a small service offered by his devotee. Thus he is satisfied, and as soon as he is satisfied, the devotee is successful. Indeed, Lord Sri Ramchandra brought all the devotees of Ayodhya back home, back to Godhead, Vaikuntha. So, conclusion of that, the previous verse is coming to this conclusion that noble birth and wealth and all these things, beauty, cannot please the Lord. So that's why one should worship Lord Ramchandra and offer little, even small service you offer, he accepts it if it is offered with devotion. And if the Lord is satisfied, then our life is successful. Okay, so that's what this verse is saying. And Lord Ramchandra brought everybody from Ayodhya back. Lord Sri Ramchandra is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he is very easily satisfied by a little service rendered by anyone, human or not. This is the special advantage of worshipping Lord Ramchandra. And there is the same advantage in worshipping Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Krishna and Lord Ramchandra, in the manner of Kshatriya, sometimes showed their mercy by killing asuras. Yeah, Ramchandra killed many asuras, like Khara and Dushan, and they attacked Lord Ramchandra. And 14,000
Taraka,
souls.
Taraka,
Huh?
Taruka Rakshasi.
So many, yes. So he destroyed all of them. So he killed. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awarded love of God. Mar khe prem de. Right? Nityan Prabhu, he got beaten by Madhai with the pot. Mar khe prem de, in that song. Which song?
निताय चैतन्य बोले नाच
We can sing that song afterwards. So, yeah. So they are so kind that, you know, of course, Lord Chaitanya wanted to kill. He invoked his Sudarshan Chakra, but Nityan Prabhu was pleading. So Nityan Prabhu is even more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. So, yeah, that doesn't mean we abuse the mercy. We take advantage of the mercy and like do all kinds of nefarious activities. No, doesn't mean like that. But Nityan Prabhu is so merciful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So So delivered many, where are we? So awarded love of God without difficulty, even to the asuras. All the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of God, but especially Lord Ramchandra, Lord Krishna, and later Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, delivered many of the living entities present before them. Indeed, almost all of them. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is therefore represented in the sixth armed form of Shadabhuj Murti, which is a combination of Lord Ramchandra, Lord Krishna, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Shadabhuj form, we had one devotee, Shadabhuj Chaitanya. The best purpose of human life can be fulfilled by worshipping the Shadabhuj Murti, the form of the Lord with six arms. Two arms of Ramchandra, two arms of Krishna, and two arms of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There also it says, Neelachale Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhar Nadiya Nagare Dandaka Mandaluka Keho Bole Purabe Ravan Badila Kolokera Vaibhav Lila Prakash Korila Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan Tribhuvane Gore Jai Charanand. So that same Jagannath has come. Same Lord Krishna has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, that song we can hear.
Also, here it says, Lord accepts even a small service offered by anyone, human or not. So I was thinking of that squirrel who was doing service to the Lord. Very small service of putting some dust particles to make the bridge. But the Lord told Hanuman that he's pleasing me equally as you are. You are bringing mountains. But we should be doing according to our capacity, and we should not compare with other devotee. I think yesterday also he was speaking like that, right?
Yeah, that we should do our best. But we should do our best. Like, we should not be complacent. That,
Mm-hmm.
that what is that mountain, Mainak mountain, right?
Menak. Mm-hmm.
We'll read about that. What is that? Obstacles that Hanumanji. So if we can do more and we are holding back, then that's not good also. Yeah. But yeah, according to our capacity we should do. So this song is there. You can sing if you want. Otherwise, want to sing or it's okay. Whatever.
Vaisheshika Maharaj sings this very nicely. I
Yeah.
can sing. दयाल नेताय चैतन्य बोले नाच रे यार मन मन 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 दयाल नेताय चैतन्य बोले नाच रे यार मन मन दयाल तो नहीं है मार के प्रेम दे दयाल तो नहीं है ओरे अपराध दूरे जाबे पाबे प्रेम धन अपराध दूरे जाबे पाबे प्रेम धन विचार तो नहीं है ओ नामे अपराध विचार तो नहीं है कृष्ण नामे रुचि हबे गुझी बे बंधन ताको कृष्ण नामे रुचि हबे तो गुझी बे बंधन अनुराग तो हबे है कृष्ण नामे अनुराग तो हबे है अनया से सफल हबे जीवेरा जीवन ताको अनया से सफल हबे जीवेरा जीवन जीवन तो मीछे है कृष्ण आरती बिना जीवन तो मीछे है वृंदावने राधा श्यामे पाबे दर्शन ऐसे वृंदावन राधा श्यामे पाबे दर्शन गौर कृपा हाले है गौर कृपा हाले है दयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाच रे यार मन मन दयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाच रे यार मन मन He sings so enthusiastically with all the kids dancing next to him. We should see one video of his. Chanting the holy name Dayal Nitai Chaitanya. Oh my mind, please dance. Oh my mind, please dance. Oh my mind, please dance. Oh, such a merciful personality as Nityananda Prabhu is not to be found anywhere. He suffers a beating from Jagai and Madai and still gives them the love of God. Oh, when your offenses are being vanquished, you will obtain the treasure of love of God. But in these names of Chaitanya and Nitai, there is no consideration of offenses. Once you have a taste for the holy name of Krishna, bondage to this world will come to an end. Oh, when there is attachment to the holy name of Krishna, the life of a living being very easily becomes successful. Oh, without affection for Krishna, life is simply useless. At the end of life, you will obtain the beautiful vision of Radha and Shyam in Vrindavan, but only when the mercy of Lord Gaura is first received. Oh. So life is successful if we have attachment to the holy name of Krishna. And that comes about by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. By first chanting Gaur Nitai.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what further. So, Prabhupada says Shadbhuj form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Two arms of Ramchandra, two arms of Krishna. There is also Ashtabhuja form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so like that, which the Brahmana saw, right? Which has other
With
things.
two arms, he's eating butter and with the butter pot in his hand.
And
And,
then two arms playing a flute. Then maybe bow and arrow of Ramchandra. Danda
and
and
Danda and Kamandalu.
yes. Okay, so the next verse we read. Shukdev Goswami continued, the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are inconceivable. Krishna's power cannot be measured. He has appeared in the form of Nar Narayan in the land of Bharatvarsh at the place known as Badrikashram to favor his devotees by teaching them religion, knowledge, renunciation, spiritual power, sense control, and freedom from false ego. He is advanced in the opulence of spiritual assets and he engages in executing austerity until the end of this millennium. This is the process of self realization. So, Nar Narayan Rishi is in Badrikashram, and in Badrikashram, he is there meditating, he is teaching his devotees. So, Nar Narayan Rishi, it is described in the 12th canto that when Nar Narayan Rishi was meditating, who became perturbed? Who became
Indra.
disturbed? Indra became disturbed because he thought Nar Narayan Rishi is going to take my position. And so he sent some apsaras and to distract Nar Narayan Rishi. And what did Nar Narayan Rishi do? They were dancing before the sage. Nar Narayan Rishi is actually the Supreme Lord's incarnation. Like here it says he has appeared. And
He generated more apsaras from his thighs, I think.
yeah,
Urvashi came, I think.
yeah, Urvashi. So he said, "Oh, you are trying to distract me with all your dancing. Okay, here are some apsaras you can take for Indra because he's very fond of apsaras. You can take some apsaras and go back to Indra." And they became defeated. Let me find this is in the 12th canto. It's described. O Brahmana, during the seventh reign of Manu, the current age, Lord Indra came to know of Markandeya's austerities. Is this the one? This may be another one. Not this. Uh, yeah. So we'll read a few verses. This is 12th canto. O Brahmana, during the seventh reign of Manu, the current age, Lord Indra came to know of Markandeya's austerities and became fearful of his growing mystic potency. Thus he tried to impede the sage's penance. So Markandeya Rishi. To ruin the sage's spiritual practice, Lord Indra sent Cupid, beautiful celestial singers, dancing girls, the season of spring and the sandalwood scented breeze from Malaya hills, along with greed and intoxication personified. So he sent a nice environment and all the beautiful girls dancing and everything to distract Markandeya Rishi. O most powerful Shaunaka, they went to Markandeya's hermitage on the northern side of Himalaya mountains, where the Pushpa Bhadra river passes by the famous peak, Chitra. Groves of pious trees decorated the holy ashram of Markandeya Rishi, and many saintly Brahmanas lived there, enjoying the abundant, pure, sacred ponds. This is Himalayas, very pure, sacred ponds, pure water, right? Spring water, we say. The ashram resounded with buzzing of intoxicated bees and the cooing of excited cuckoos, while jubilant peacocks danced about. Indeed, many families of maddened birds crowded that hermitage. The springtime breeze sent by Lord Indra entered there, carrying cooling drops of spray from nearby waterfalls, fragrant from the embrace of forest flowers. That breeze entered the hermitage and began evoking the lusty spirit of Cupid. So everything was like very nice and Kamadev's lusty spirit. Springtime then appeared in Markandeya's ashram. Indeed, the evening sky glowing with the light of the rising moon became the very face of spring and sprouts and fresh blossoms. So Indra has so much power, he can send a cooling breeze and such nice fresh blossoms virtually covered the multitude of trees and creepers. Cupid, the master of many heavenly women, then came there holding his bow and arrows. He was followed by groups of Gandharvas playing musical instruments and singing. These servants of Indra found the sage sitting in meditation, having just offered his prescribed oblations into the sacrificial fire. His eyes closed in trance, he seemed invincible, like fire personified. So they saw Markandeya Rishi sitting there. The women danced before the sage, and the celestial singers sang to charming accompaniments of drums, cymbals, and veenas. So Gandharvas were also there, and they were also playing musical instruments, and the women were dancing. While the son of passion, greed personified, Spring and other servants of Indra all tried to agitate Markandeya's mind. So everybody, they're trying to break his penance. Cupid drew his five-headed arrow and fixed it upon his bow. So that arrow we have, like when there is love sign, there is an arrow that pierces the heart. So that is the arrow of the Kamadev, the Cupid. Dapsara Punjikashthali made a show of playing with a number of toy balls. Her waist seemed weighed down by her heavy breast, and the wreath of flowers in her hair became disheveled. As she ran about the balls, glancing here and there, the belt of her thin garment loosened, and suddenly the wind blew her clothes away. Cupid, thinking he had conquered the sage, then shot his arrow, but all his attempts to seduce Markandeya proved futile, just like the useless endeavors of an atheist. So they could not influence Markandeya Rishi. O learned Shaunak, while Cupid and his followers tried to harm the sage, they felt themselves being burned alive by his potency. Thus they stopped their mischief, just like children who have aroused a sleeping snake. So he was going to get angry, Markandeya Rishi. Already they could feel some fear. O Brahmana, the followers of Lord Indra had impudently attacked the saintly Markandeya. Yet he did not succumb to any influence of false ego. He was out of bodily conception of life. So he did not succumb to an influence. For bodily conception is the one of the influences of false ego. For great souls, Such tolerance is not at all surprising. So we say that the greatness of a person is estimated by one's ability to tolerate the most provoking situations. So here, he was being provoked. They were being provoked. Markandeya Rishi was being provoked by all the apsaras and everybody, but he was not agitated. The mighty king Indra was most astonished when he heard of the mystic prowess of the exalted sage Markandeya and saw how Cupid and his associates had become powerless in his presence. Indra was shocked. Desiring to bestow his mercy upon the saintly Markandeya, who had perfectly fixed his mind in self realization through penance, Vedic study, and observance of regulatory principles, the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally appeared before the sage in the forms of Nar and Narayan. So the Lord was very pleased with his. So they wanted to give blessings. One of them was of whitish complexion, the other blackish. And they both had four arms. So there is Nar and Narayan. We say Arjuna and like that. Their eyes resembled the petals of blooming lotuses, and they wore garments of black deer skin and bark, along with three-stranded sacred thread. This is the description how they were looking. These two sages, Nar and Narayan, were direct personal forms of the Supreme Lord. When Markandeya Rishi saw them, he immediately stood up and, with great respect, offered them obeisances. Okay, and it's not here. Maybe it's another place.
That Indra was trying to disturb Narayan Rishi's tapasya.
Yeah, this is about Markandeya Rishi, correct? Yeah, I thought it was. Maybe let's see.
Yeah, so that is in Canto 11,
Oh, it's in Canto 11. Okay.
Chapter 4.
Okay. Canto 11. You put the link here. No. But anyway, so Narayan Rishi and the birth of Urvashi. Let's see if I found something. But this is Urvashi. In the fourth incarnation, Lord Vishnu became. Srimad Bhagavatam tells this story. So this is in. Go to one here. Srimad Bhagavatam 139. Okay. So Narayan Rishi, the twin sons of King Dharma, they spent many years undergoing severe austerities to control the senses. Seeing this, Indra became worried, thinking that they wanted to take his place as king of the celestial kingdom. So Indra, not knowing who the two sages were, sent Cupid. So Lord Vishnu only became Nar and Narayan, and he didn't know. So when God of Lust created a sensual atmosphere with charming spring breezes, and then he himself attacked the lords with arrows, same as Markandeya Rishi. My dear Kandarpa, Narnarayan did not feel offended by this attack and smiling said, My dear Kandarpa, I will not curse you, but on the contrary, I will offer you some gifts, so do not be afraid. And then the Supreme Lord manifested before the eyes of Cupid and celestial damsels, many young girls, all surprisingly beautiful, decorated with beautiful dresses and ornaments, and all faithfully engaged in service of the Lord. So they were also serving the Lord. When those who had been sent by Indra to disturb Narayan saw these mystical beauties, they felt stunned and diminished in their own beauty. So Krishna produced more beautiful young girls. They were no match for these beauties. Devas came to observe that wonder. At that time, the Lord of the Lords smiled slightly and told the representatives of heaven who were bowing before him, Choose one of these ladies. She'll become the ornament of the celestial planets. Vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the servants of demigods selected Urvashi, the best of the Apsaras. She was manifested by the Lord's thigh. The Sanskrit word for thigh is Uru. From Uru comes Urvashi. Devas placed her in front of them out of respect and returned to the celestial planets. When Indra heard of what had happened, he felt both scared and amazed. To become Indra, one needs to do austerity for a very long time. Narnarayan Rishi were doing it, and Indra felt in danger and tried to tempt the two wise men with material pleasures. But there is no material opulence that can compete with spiritual wealth. So he had to admit defeat and realized who Narayan Rishi were. Okay, so that is Narayan Rishi at Badrikashram. So Krishna is served, Krishna can man. So he is not attracted. That's what the point was. Krishna is not attracted because he is the source of all the beauty. So people in India visit the temple of Narayan at Badrikashram just to learn how the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnation as Narayan engages in austerities to teach the people of the world how to achieve self-realization. It is impossible to realize oneself simply by absorbing oneself in speculation and material activities. So they, by their examples, they show how to become self-realized. One must be very serious about self-realization and the practice of austerity. Unfortunately, the people of this age of Kali do not even know the meaning of austerity, tapasya. Under these circumstances, the Lord has appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bestow upon the fallen souls the easiest method of self-realization, technically called Cheto Darpana Marjanam, cleansing of the dirt from the core of one's heart. This method is extremely simple. Anyone can chant the glorious Krishna Sankirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In this age, there are different forms of so-called advanced scientific knowledge, such as anthropology, Marxism, Freudianism, nationalism, industrialism. But if you work very hard under the guidance, instead of adopting the process practiced by Narayan, we shall waste our valuable human form of life. Thus, we shall certainly be cheated and misled. So, if we get diverted to all the other things and not follow the path given by the great acharyas, then we will be cheated. So, and at the end of life, we will have to lament, oh, I wasted my life. Or we go into another birth, another chapter of material existence of birth, death, old age, disease, and all these things, all the struggle again and again. Okay, so we will. I wanted to see about the obstacles that Hanumanji comes. There is a nice article on Dandavats. See, what if today were the last day of your life? Somebody can read that also. Dandavats takes some time to open. What if this is our last day on this planet? What today if it was our last day on this earth? We usually feel that there will be another day. But what if there is no other day? What if this is our last day on this planet? The last day in this body? Did we accumulate sufficient blessings in this life to make it our last? So have we done enough? Spiritual life is about accruing blessings throughout one's devotional life. Blessings from the Supreme Lord and His devotees. These blessings are the building blocks in our spiritual life. Through them we develop saintly qualities. Blessings help us become humble, tolerant, to feel compassion and to act on it. And ultimately teaches us to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada explains that these qualities in their full potential are not gained through academic education, but through the process of devotional service. The gift of devotional service is the life and the ultimate blessing of a devotee. A sincere devotee is praying at every moment and is happy to perform any service to please the Supreme Lord and His devotees. Enthusiasm is needed to perform devotional service. Why is it that enthusiasm in spiritual life sometimes diminishes? Why is it that spiritual life sometimes becomes challenging? When these doubts arise, they leave us with choices. Do I really want spiritual life? There are numerous other things I could do. Our minds may take us far away from devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when we lack enthusiasm, we should simply fake it. Fake it? Yes. Others will see this and think, oh, he's so enthusiastic. Let me also try to serve in a more pleasing and inspired way. And in this way, observing how someone becomes enthused by our own fake enthusiasm, our real enthusiasm returns. Enthusiasm is infectious. But don't fake it, as Keshav Maharaj says, that you think you have made it when you have not really made it. And don't fake it to make others believe that you have made it. So, with the association of the Lord's devotees, we can help each other reach our ultimate destination. It is not possible to walk on this path alone. The great poet Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami once said, "My path is very difficult. I am blind, and my feet are slipping again and again. Therefore, may the saints help me by granting me the stick of their mercy as my support." We need to develop stronger spiritual relationships with each other. ISKCON is not a corporate society. We are a spiritual society, and we need to learn to appreciate each other's devotional successes. This mood will bring real satisfaction and enthusiasm into our lives and is also most pleasing to Krishna. Okay. In the infant stage of ISKCON, a family spirit prevailed. It is my hope that we can rekindle and nurture this family spirit with the teachings and example of the founder Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And by all of us coming together, we can help each other remain enthusiastic. So we should help each other become enthusiastic for serving Krishna, chanting the holy name like that. So, okay, so then there are the obstacles that Hanumanji encountered. Among the most visually dramatic events in Valmiki's Ramayana is Hanuman's flight across the ocean to Lanka, the stronghold of the demon king Ravana, who had abducted Sita. During his aerial journey, Hanuman's thoughts and actions as he encountered various obstacles can guide us when we face challenges in our life and in our spiritual life in particular. Let reflections reinforce action. When Hanuman left of the Indian coastline, he fixed his mind on Ram. So he was thinking of Ram, how Ram has empowered him. And he remembered Ram's grief-stricken yet hope-filled words during their last meeting, when Ram had given a signet ring to give to Sita. So when you find Sita, Sampati had told, right, that Ravana had taken Sita across, and then they decided to go to Lanka, and nobody could go except Hanuman because he had that ability to jump. So Ram had given him a ring. Ram had not given any such token to anyone else in any of the search parties sent in the 4 directions to search for Sita. Ram's handing that ring to Hanuman reflected his confidence that Hanuman would find Sita. Of course, this is all Leela. Ram knows where Sita is and everything. Remembering Ram's confidence in him, Hanuman felt increasingly energized. So when he gave this ring, Hanumanji became very confident. Oh, yes. To reach Lanka as fast as possible, the wind god, the celestial father, Vayudev is the father, wanted to aid his son, who was performing an extraordinary service to their lord. Accordingly, the wind blew powerfully behind Hanuman, helping him move faster. Sometimes planes can move faster if the wind is aiding, right? They say something like that, journey. So Hanumanji was being aided by Vayudev. As Hanuman flew, the sight of the vast ocean stretching out in all directions below him reminded of potency of Ram's names. The sacred scriptures declare that by chanting the Lord's names, one can cross the entire ocean of material existence. Did he also take the leap by saying Ram, Jai Shri Ram? Maybe he said like that. I don't know. Maybe in Valmiki Ramayana it does. And so there was a big ocean.
Mhm.
Hmm?
Yeah, he is chanting Ram's name. That's what this article is also saying.
Hmm. Yeah, he's saying here, yeah, as Hanuman flew, it reminded the ocean reminded him of the potency of Ram. So as he was flying, he was, and the sacred scriptures declare that by chanting the Lord's name, one can cross the entire ocean of material existence. What then would be difficult in crossing one ocean within that material existence? So whole material world you can get out of just by the holy name. Kalere doshe nide rajanasti kumar.
Also, Samashritaya Padapalapya Mahatpadam Yashomarari Bhavambudhi Vatsa Padam Param Padam 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 Yadvipadam. And like the whole ocean is turned into water containing calf's hoof print. You can easily cross beyond taking shelter of the lotus feet. Yeah, it's saying taking shelter of the lotus feet, but holy name, same thing.
What is that the story that that lady and her
Mm-hmm.
crossing the
Mother-in-law.
mother-in-law?
They said that the potency of the holy name, if you chant the holy name, even you can cross over the ocean. So they were coming across a river, and the girl, she had faith in that statement of that sadhu, and so she chanted the name of Krishna, and the rivers parted, and so she would walk. Well, the mother-in-law, she didn't have faith, so she drowned. Something like this. Yeah, we heard that story.
There was another story where they
Same
had
thing,
given birth.
Vibhishan. Vibhishan's story is also there. Like the demon wanted to cross, he wanted to understand how these monkeys and everybody crossed the ocean to come to Lanka. So Vibhishan gave him a leaf, and in it he wrote the name Ram, and he said he folded the leaf, and he says, "Take this, and you can cross the ocean, just like how they crossed." So this person, as he was holding it, he like the ocean was till his waist deep, and he was easily walking past the ocean. But then he said, "Oh, let me see what is the power, or what is in it, in this leaf, that is causing this ocean to be just waist deep." And he opened, and it was Ram Nam written. And he then thought, "Oh, Ram Nam, it has that potency that it would let anybody cross it. I don't believe it." As soon as he had that thought, he drowned.
So if you
I
chant the
heard
mantra,
another story also I mean, similar to this, but that, a lady who is in Vrindavan, a lady was every day she used to cross the Yamuna and sell their, buttermilk and all these. And one day she heard, Bhagavad Katha is there, and somebody who is a speaker who was very nicely speaking and saying that if you just chant the Krishna's name, Radhe Shyam, you will cross everything. You'll cross the ocean of samsaras. So she said that if I can, she asked that if I can cross the ocean of samsara. So every day I have to cross the river Yamuna. If I chant the name of Radhe Shyam, then every day I can cross this just by walking. So she had a lot of faith in his words, and she every day she started chanting, and easily she can cross. So it goes like a 6 month, and then she came back to that speaker, and she said that, and I accept you as my guru, and I want to serve you now. So she invited her at her house, that she said that you can come to my house and I want to serve you. So he agreed, and he said that okay, I'll go. And they both were reached the bank of Yamuna, and she said that we can cross this river. And she said that I'll chant the name. And the person who himself says that no, if you chant this name, you will cross this. And he had not much faith on this, and she easily crossed that path, and he didn't. So at last, when he reached over there, so he said he so the role is reversed. She said that he said that, you have such faith in my words, and you can see the potency here. And I himself was saying this, but I don't have that much conviction and faith, so I did it. So he accepted her as her guru. But she said that no, no, because of you, I got this, the name of chanting the name. So that's how, I mean, it says that if you listen anything and if you have a conviction and faith, so you actually cross this.
Yeah, like sometimes, we may distribute book to somebody and say, oh, this book, if you surrender to Krishna, and that person may become a very advanced devotee just by, and we may not be that advanced, although we gave him a book and we
Hare
said
Krishna,
surrender.
Prabhu, are you on mute?
Uh,
Yeah, sorry. So I was saying that sometimes we tell somebody, chant Hare Krishna and your life will be perfect and surrender to Krishna. And that person may take it seriously and surrender, and we may not be that. And that person becomes very advanced, more advanced than another person who preached to them. So that is also there. It depends on the faith, because if we are speaking and we don't have faith in what we are saying, or less faith, though that's so advanced devotee means more faith in the. Okay, so then what happened?
I'm just curious to know, Prabhu, one thing. This the same ocean that when Hanuman crossed the same ocean by chanting the Lord's name, and when he got to know that okay, Mother Sita is in Lanka, so the Lord Ramchandra says that to that ocean to give the path, but he didn't give initially. So is this the same ocean?
Yeah, it's the same ocean, right? Because that's
So I
where
was
we are.
surprised that in initially he can able to cross. I mean to cross, but when Lord is saying that, but he didn't give the path.
Yeah, so Krishna empowers his devotees and he makes them glorified. Like he makes them the hero. Otherwise, how could Hanuman have the power to jump across the ocean while Lord has to make a bridge? So Hanuman is getting his powers from Lord Ram himself, but same with Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna is fighting the battle. Actually, it's Krishna who is fighting and killing everybody, but Arjuna is glorified. Lord wants to make his devotees famous.
Yeah, logically we may think, well, Hanumanji, then he could empower other Vanaras also. But they were saying, some Vanaras were saying, I can only jump this much yojanas, I can do only this much, right? Before they were discussing. But Lord can empower anybody. But he built a bridge. He can himself go also, right? But he had to take his army. So, so like that, everybody cannot go directly. So he built a bridge. And he engaged them in service like that. So we say like that. The Lord engages us in service. Although he can do it, he engaged Arjuna in service, and in that way he glorified Arjuna. So that could be. Otherwise, everything doesn't seem logical, right? Ram is the supreme Lord. Why he has to go and kill Ravana and so much? He can give a heart attack to Ravana, and Ravana will die.
Hmm.
So why he has to take so much? And then everybody's searching. Where is Sita? As if the Lord doesn't know. Ram doesn't know. Ram is the supreme personality of God.
And who's Ravana? He's Jay and Vijay from the spiritual world.
Yeah.
He's his own devotee. Lord wants to experience Virya.
Yeah. So logically, all these things don't compute. That why is that's why we have to just forget like that. That
But there are lessons to be learned in this, right? Pastime. Lord is teaching.
and in this way he absorbs us also, right? Because it is suspense whether they'll find Sita or not. They are tired, and so it's like okay, something.
Hmm. So many people are watching the Ramayana serial coming on TV. Now, instead of watching other TV shows, they are engrossed watching Ramayana, which is what the Lord wants.
Yeah, like in a movie also, if there is some suspense and all this, it's very. If the hero is just defeating the villain always and there is no obstacle, then the movie is not very, what you can say, very absorbing.
Adventurous,
Mhm.
yes. Yeah.
Like sometimes India and maybe Zimbabwe, right? So the cricket team. So if one cricket team is very very powerful, then you don't feel like. But there's India and Pakistan or something like that. Some match is going on, and they're equipoised, kind of. It's a thriller till the last ball. Then people will like to watch that game. But if it's a one-sided game, and then it's no excitement. People want some emotion, excitement like that in life. So Lord has done all these things too. Okay, so what's the time? It's 9:05. And continue tomorrow. This sorry, or we can do till 9:15. We can finish this. Okay, let's see. 10 minutes. Seeing shoals of aquatics moving about in the ocean, Hanuman thought of how other Vanaras in his party were praying for his success. And not just praying, but also performing austerities. So as he was going over the ocean, he was seeing all the aquatics. And Vanaras were praying, may Hanumanji find Sita. And they were performing austerities also. When he was preparing to take off for Lanka, they had told him that till he returned, they would all perform yogic meditation. They would stand on one foot, praying that the merits of their austerity assist Hanuman in his mission. So all the tapasya they were doing, let that merit go to Hanuman to find Sita. So Hanumanji had powers and he would not know of his powers until somebody reminded him. So before they did not remind him, I think Prabhu was saying that because those powers can only be used in the Lord's service.
Mm-hmm. Jambavan reminded him.
Number one reminded. As he remembered for those for whom he was working and those with whom he was working, his inspiration increased and his determination deepened. So he remembered all the Vanaras were so much encouraging him, and so his determination became strong. So when we encourage others, oh, how nicely you chant japa, how nicely you did service, that it encourages others. With his reflections thus energizing his actions, Hanuman sped through the sky towards destination Lanka. Whatever we do, anything that challenges us in our spiritual life, we need to ensure that our thoughts support us, not sabotage us. If we carefully, like we have japa affirmations, right, which is like to encourage us. If you think that, oh, I never chant good japa, my mind is always distracted and I'm never chanting good japa, I'm a failure. Like that, if you say, like, that's what Mahatma Prabhu was saying. Whatever you tell your mind, they say, no, I love to chant, I want to chant, right? Like that. So then you will feel like that. Of course, it may seem a little artificial, but our mind should support us in our enthusiasm. Oh, I'll get the mercy of Krishna if I chant nicely, which is true. If I chant nicely, attentively, I'll get the mercy of Krishna. So, like that, we can think about the benefits of chanting. If we carefully contemplate the things that inspire us, not the things that dishearten us, our contemplations can work in tandem with our actions. Don't let the good come in the way of the best. So what happened? When Hanuman was speeding above the ocean, he suddenly found a mountain rising in front of him. That is the Mainak mountain. The personified mountain, a venerable elderly person named Mainak, told Hanuman that he had been friends with Dashrath. So he said, I'm Dashrath's friend. Ram's father. He said that he wanted to serve Ram by serving Ram's servant, specifically a dedicated servant such as Hanuman. So he wanted to serve his friend's son Ram by serving the servant of Ram. Mainak asked Hanuman to rest on the mountain before continuing on his onerous flight. Take some rest. It's how many? 800 miles? Um, how many? 100 yojanas or something like that. So you take some rest. For Hanuman, reciprocating with Mainak's desire to serve Ram would not have been wrong. Far from it, it would have been proper etiquette. Devotees are expected to be courteous with everyone. What to speak of other devotees? But Hanuman had a mission far more urgent than resting or socializing. He knew how much Ram was distressed in separation from Sita, and he could also imagine how Sita would be pining in separation from her Lord. Now that he was so close to reaching Sita, he did not want to lose even one moment. So there was urgency because Ram was feeling distress, and so was Sita also feeling distress. Yeah.
This is opposite of Sugriv, like how he got his kingdom back and he became so complacent. And he got all enjoyable things that he forgot about what Ram's anxiety about finding Sita.
Correct. Yeah. So urgency is lost. Krishna is crying for all the jivas, but urgency, we are enjoying sense gratification like that. So then Sugriva also, who was the king, he was overseeing the search for Sita. He had asked the search parties to return within a month. Hanuman and his party had already been searching for longer than that. He didn't want to do anything that would delay him further. The king's order was that in 1 month you should get back to me with the news of Sita. But already more than a month had passed, and further delay he didn't want to do. Already it's late. Like sometimes we should think, my spiritual life already started late. Now if I delay, then when? It is already late. It should have been done yesterday. Like sometimes in office they say, when did this need to be done? Oh, it should have been done yesterday. So it's already late. So, and yet Hanuman didn't have the heart to reject the service Mainak was so kindly offering. After all, Mainak was a pious soul, devoted to the same Lord to whom Hanuman was devoted. So Mainak was doing a favor to Hanuman so that he took some rest. So Hanuman lowered himself from his aerial trajectory and touched the mountain, thus offering it his respects. So he came down, touched it, rising again. So like kind of he satisfied the desire of Mainak. Rising again, he explained the urgency of his service and sought Mainak's permission to continue. Pleased with Hanuman's untiring eagerness to serve Ram, Mainak gladly gave permission. The Bhagavad Gita 9:26 states that Lord accepts the even simplest offering given in devotion because his focus is on the devotion with which it is offered. Hanuman, as a devotee of the Lord, accepted Mainak's devotion while ensuring that in practice, in his own service, was not delayed. So he acknowledged because he touched it and then went. But he did not want to delay also. His own service was not. Thus, Hanuman expertly did both. He honored etiquette and stayed fixed in his purpose. When we are rendering an important and difficult service to the Lord, we may be offered comforts by those wanting to assist us. We may be inclined to enjoy those comforts as due rewards for our hard work. But if we keep our purpose foremost, we won't be swayed. Simultaneously, we need to be careful not to go to the other extreme. We may be tempted to reject those comforts as an exhibition of our renunciation. Hanuman's example reminds us to be courteous, appreciating their intention of service, even when we have to say no. So, somebody may be saying out of goodwill, so we should not, we should like speak nicely to them and appreciating that, yes, but I have to do this. Hanuman's declining Mainak's offer also illustrates that even in the context of devotional service to the Lord, the good is often the greatest enemy of the best. So we could get best, but we settle for good. If we had to choose If we had to choose between the bad and the best, we would naturally choose the best. At least we wouldn't be confused about what to choose, even if our conditioning made that choice. But when we have to choose between good and the best, the mind's rationalization can delude us into preferring the good. So bad and best, you can choose best because the other is bad. But then good and best, you want to do the best. So we can instead choose the good by nourishing our intelligence regularly through scriptural study. But that doesn't mean we should not take rest, right? Hanumanji is Hanumanji and he can fly uninterruptedly. But we have to take rest. Sometimes it is good also to take rest so that we can rejuvenate our body and we can chant Hare Krishna nicely with attention. Because if we do service in a tired way, then it will not be focused. So rest is required, but then how much rest and all that we have to decide when to take rest. By nourishing our intelligence regularly through scriptural study, we can keep our eyes fixed on the best. When we have a yes for the most important thing burning within us, we'll get the conviction to say no to less important things. So something that is burning in your heart and you really want it, then other things will become less important. Know which battles to fight and which to skip. So we can't fight every battle because we have to choose our battles. The biggest battle is to fight against the illusory energy, Maya. So we have to pick, because if we get caught up in the small battles, like of politics and this and that, some small petty things, then we will forget to chant the holy name, and all these small things will disturb us so much that we will not be peaceful and will not be able to engage in devotional service. So you have to pick your battles. When Hanuman flew on, he soon came across a gigantic creature. So next, this Mainak was one. Mainak was not really an obstacle. In one sense, it was an obstacle, but he was not trying to harm Hanuman. When Hanuman flew on, he soon came across a gigantic creature who identified herself as a demoness, Surasa. Actually, she was a goddess, the mother of Nagas, or celestial serpents, and daughter of Daksha, a progenitor son of Brahma. So Surasa was the mother of all the Nagas, serpents. She had been asked by gods to test Hanuman, specifically his Bala and Buddhi. So strength and intelligence. If you only strength but no intelligence, you cannot work. If you have intelligence but no strength, then also you can't work. The two resources he would need in abundance if he were to succeed in Lanka, because he has to fight all the Rakshasas. So the demigods said, test Hanumanji. Surasa told Hanuman that she was going to devour him and that he had no chance to escape because she had been blessed by Brahma, that any creature going by their area would have to enter her mouth. Okay, so initially, so she had kept her mouth wide open, and initially when Hanuman had seen this fearsome demoness with her deadly mouth wide open, he had been about to attack. But on hearing her speak, he changed tack. So now he's exhibiting his intelligence. First he was thinking I should attack, but then he requested her to let him go and deliver Ram's message to Sita, assuring that that during his return journey he would enter her mouth. When she remained unrelenting, he told her that he would enter her mouth if she could make it big enough to accommodate him. So both, in saying this, he expanded his size. So Hanumanji grew very big. And she was increasing her mouth because to accommodate Hanumanji. Both were becoming bigger and bigger. When the demoness made her mouth bigger than him, he made his body bigger still. So Hanumanji was growing more and more. No matter how big she made her mouth, Hanuman kept making himself bigger still. Both of them repeatedly exhibited their extraordinary shape-changing abilities. When Hanuman saw that the competition of size expansion was just going on and on, he reversed his strategy. He suddenly decreased his body to a small size. He entered Surasa's mouth, and before she could close her cavernous mouth, he slipped out. Folding his hands in front of her, he told her that as he had honored Brahma's benediction by entering her mouth, she should now let him proceed. Pleased with him, she revealed her true identity and purpose and blessed him to move on. So he did a tact. He became a very small, like a fly. He went inside and came out very fast. So she could not close her mouth because her mouth was so huge. Hanuman thus passed the test of the gods with flying colors. He demonstrated his strength by his expanding his body to phenomenal dimensions and his intelligence by expertly honoring Brahma's benediction while preserving his purpose. Here Hanuman intelligently chose his battles. As a warrior who loved a good fight, he could have seen Surasa's challenge as a spur to fight. Somebody saying fight, then Hanumanji would also have fought, but he expertly put things first. Instead of going into a needless and possibly endless confrontation, he took the humble position by decreasing his size and moved on with his mission. Like when Rupa Goswami, this person came and said, I want the certificate that I have defeated you. And Rupa Goswami signed it. Okay. If you that is your goal and that's what you want, okay. I don't want to, because if you debate, then you'll waste time and things like that. And this person is full of false ego. So okay, you do your thing. So that it doesn't disturb and no time is wasted. So for Hanuman, proving his own greatness was not as important as carrying out his mission. So he didn't want to, the main thing was to establish the mission to find Sita. So, like we say, when we are driving and we are going to an important meeting and somebody cuts in front of us, we don't start a battle there. Then we will fail to attend our meeting, which is so important. So small things, the same example, in the crane example, the crane is letting all small fish pass. And only the big fish, the crane is taking in its mouth. So in our life, small things should not be like, oh, he said like this, he said like that, something which will just agitate us so much. We should be concerned about how I am serving Krishna, how my Japa is going, how my sadhana is going, and all these things is more important than he said like this. So that may disturb us, but still we should carry on with our. So no, at no point should our chanting, our reading of scriptures, our service to Krishna should be interrupted by small things of this world. Some disturbances, that is what he's teaching us. We too need to be similarly intelligent in choosing our battles. Amidst conflicts that may arise as we pursue our goals of pure devotion to the Lord, we need to discern which issues to hold on and which to let go. Ideally, we should not offend anyone and we should not be offended by anyone. Then we'll be very peaceful. Mostly we become anxiety when we feel offended by somebody. And if you offend somebody also, if you have some good conscience, then we will feel. So don't offend anybody, don't be offended, because we have a mission to accomplish. So just carry on with your service. And like that. Don't take small things. After all, it's all a dream. And all these small things have no significance in the eternal realm. So we have to conquer our mind. That is the most important thing. Conquer our senses. That is the most important project. And if we become disturbed and sidetracked, then so many things may be wrong around us, and we may feel that we need to set them all right. But we are finite beings with finite time, energy, and resources. We can't go about changing the world. And if we try to fight every single battle that comes our way, we'll keep fighting endlessly, drain ourselves completely, not do even those things we could have done, and most important, waste valuable time that could be used in nourishing our devotion. In our interaction, like Prabhupada says, resolutions and meetings and what is that? But no chanting, something like that. And this, no resolutions. Huh?
No solution.
instead of meetings, dissolutions, and resolutions, and no solutions, this chanting should go on. Like that. So, of course, in management, you have to do all these things, but that is, yeah, you get distracted by all these things. In our interaction with our loved ones, for example, we may find ourselves getting into a heated argument on the issue that is not particularly important. At such time, instead of getting sucked into the confrontation, we need to mentally take a step back and get our priority. And if you say, yes, you are right, so that there is no confrontation because that person is adamant on their point, and we don't want to lose time. So say, okay, like Rupa Goswami said like that, right? He's, okay, you are, I'll sign the paper. You are great. Our relationship should aid us in our spiritual life, and thus they are more than some temporary issue. Our love for our family, friends, and associates during a life's spiritual journey should free us from the need to be right in every argument. Knowing that the battle of egos can be endless, we can take the humble position. Humility does not mean letting ourselves be trampled by others. It simply means that we don't let our ego come in the way of our purpose. It's nicely written. Simply means that we don't let our ego come in the way of our purpose. Okay, so that the last obstacle we'll see tomorrow. Because it's already 9:25. When one door closes, look for another that is opened. Okay, like Prabhupada also, right? He had failure in Jhansi and so many other places, and then he was always looking for another. Okay, this didn't work out. Okay, try this. Try this way. If this didn't work out, try this way. So constantly trying to serve the Lord. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, 8 obstacles. Yeah.
Yeah, I had given a class on this. So there are total
Yeah.
8 obstacles.
Maybe you can put the link of the class. You give it in temple, right? Or on
No,
Skype?
on Skype.
Yeah, I think you're on YouTube in your channel. So, okay. So you can put that link.
Yes.
Okay. Complacency. Competitive nature, yeah. So you didn't compete with Surasa. Envy. Simi
That is
Kalki.
it. And he met Lankini and self doubt and guilt when he could not find Sita as he was looking through so many women, and worry when he thought that he had lost it. Means he can't find Sita. Impulsive behavior. I think when he was thinking that he has put the whole Lanka on fire, Sita may have also burnt. Anger. So I mean I can take a look at my notes, and because this is Shubh Vilas Prabhu's book where he's covering all the other obstacles also. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu covered only 3 as he's crossing the ocean.
Yeah, this is about, yeah, crossing the ocean. Yeah. Okay. So we'll look at the other obstacles also. Okay. Thank you, everyone. It's 9:30. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.